Hello and welcome to Express Drives. And today we're going to talk about turtle wax. Just like many cosmetic products out there that take care of your skin and make you look pretty, Turtle Wax is a company that does the same thing for your cars and your motorcycles. Today we're joined with Mr. Sajan Purvangara, the Director and Country Manager for Turtle Wax India. Welcome, Mr. Sajan. How are you?
Hello, yeah. Thank you for having me here. Pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Could you briefly share Turtle Wax's current product lineup for India and what is the product the company is putting key focus on for the Indian market?
Yeah, so Turtle Wax, as you know, is celebrating 75th anniversary this year. So it's a 75-year-old car care firm. So we've been in the forefront of all the innovations in the car care category. So just to mention some of those is we were the first to produce a bottle wax. We was the first to produce a wet wax and many of those innovations which came by, we were part of it. So we have a portfolio. Our portfolio is pretty large and exhaustive in India. We have the entire do-it-yourself portfolio, starting from a shampoo, a basic shampoo to wash your car, to having a wax, and then you have a polish, and then you have the entire interior, polishers and dashboard cleaners and glass cleaners, and then you have trim restorer, chrome polish. So everything around your car, whatever you have to make it clean, shine, and protect. That's what we call a three fundamental things a car care product can do. It can clean the car, it can make it shine, and it can also protect the parts which needs protection from various macro factors like rain, sun, and all of those stuff. So we have products which cater to all three. Largely, those are do-it-yourself products, which means the customer has to buy it and apply it on their car themselves. That is one piece, and the other piece is the do it for me kind of category, where basically you supply the professional products to the experts, the detailers or the car wash centers, and they apply these products on the consumer's car. So it's done by an expert. So these are two different categories of products. One is easy to use, easy to apply kind of thing, which is used by the consumer. Okay. The other one are professional and more detail-oriented products, which are being serviced to the experts, and they apply it on your car. So we have both categories of products.
Okay. So of recently in India as well, the advent of ceramic coating for protecting your car and your paint has become quite popular. But unfortunately, they're quite expensive. Sometimes in India, they cost almost as much as getting your car repainted as well in some cases. You have a line of hybrid products. I think they're designed to bridge that gap in the middle. So could you shed some more light on how that technology works and what the technology and how it's been developed? And could you give me a history on that?
Sure. So they, as you know, ceramic coating is one of those, as you rightly said, it's making a lot of inroads into India. Consumers are getting more inquisitive and be interested about having their car ceramic coated. So ceramic coating is nothing but a glass coating which goes onto your car, which basically protects your car from scratches, can resist a lot of scratches. It cannot completely devoid itself from scratches. Second thing, it brings in a lot of hydrophobicity, which means the dirt, when there's rain or water being splashed, the dirt does not stay on the car, or the water does not stay on the car. So there's a lot of cleaning factor which brings in. And third, it brings a lot of prolonged shine, which basically it makes your car glow over a period of time. So, very similar technology is being used in our spray ceramic coating. So there are largely the ceramic coating they use in India are solvent-based ceramic coating, which means it is a solvent-based small bottle which people apply on your car, and then you cure it for a day or so, and then you take the car out and then kind of maintain the ceramic coating for a period of time. And then you have a basic wax. So we have brought in a product called spray ceramic, which, as you rightly said, hybrid series is what we call, and is kind of burning the internet on the spray ceramic series. So that exactly bridges the gap. What it does is, because of the Indian conditions, even if you apply a ceramic and then think that it'll stay for 4 years, because of our conditions, it may not stay beyond a year or year and a half, because our external environment is extremely what do you say, it's polluted, and it brings in a lot of impurities into your car. So it does not stay that long. So we brought in a product called spray ceramic, which basically stays on your car if you apply it well. It's a spray which gets applied on your car, and then you buff it well, and it can have the durability of about a year or so, and that's exactly how much a ceramic can stay today. Beyond a year and a half, it does not stay. So I think it does a great job to that period of a year and a half with that spray ceramic, and it is almost 30 to 35% of the total cost of a normal ceramic. Exactly like a normal ceramic coating, is just that it is spray ceramic, and it stays on for about 24 months or so.
Okay, sure. So, staying on that same topic, you mentioned like Indians, so they prefer a value for money product in the Indian consumers. Where do you think Turtle Wax can adapt and cater to the Indian consumer in a B2C aspect, apart from your hybrid product, trying to bridge that gap?
It's a good question that, we'll have to start very fundamentally from starting to tell them that why use a car shampoo instead of just a water or a hair shampoo. A lot of people we know use hair shampoo for their car. So it starts from that fundamental education to consumers, talking about why to use a shampoo and why is it extremely important to protect your car paint. People don't know that the more every time you wash it with water, just water, the water brings in, it's a hard water in India, right? Most of the places, it brings in a lot of impurities, it brings in a lot of dirt, and every time you do that into your car, then there is something called a swirl mark which comes on your car. If you take your car to open and on sunlight, and then you start observing your car, and if you've been washing it with simple water or even with other shampoos, not a real car shampoo, you will realize that there's a whole lot of swirl marks on your car. And what does that do? It makes the car look bad. Second, it also harms the paint. It, over a period of time, removes the clear coat, the topmost coat of a paint, and it brings your car's aesthetic value down drastically. And it is highly prone to scratches. So you will see a lot of scratches also on your car, wherein you have not really bumped onto anybody. Just that you've been washing without the right product, and that is brings in a lot of scratches to your car paint. So I think fundamentally, talking to consumers, saying, why to use a car shampoo, how is it important to shine your car using a wax? Why wax does not shine your car, it also brings in a lot of advantages that, the dust does not stay into the car. We are trying to educate, we're trying to engage, and finally we are also trying to suggest them the right product for their needs. So because, I just give you an example that in India we have most of the cars has a lot of fiber outside the car, right? If you see a Creta, you'll see a lot of plastic and fiber.
Yeah.
What happens is when you buy it, it looks great, but in about a month or 2 months, you'll realize that those fibers have become white.
Yeah.
It gets a whitish tinge. That basically it's exposed to sun, and these are fibers does not stay. So we have a product called a trim restorer. You apply it every month, those fibers look really, or the plastics look really shiny, and it stays on that for a month, and you keep applying, you can stay those you can make those parts shine. We have products which takes care of headlights, extremely important part of your car, that we don't realize over a period of time that the headlights have got because of oxidation, the headlights have got really dull. And we have a product called headlights lens restorer, which kind of restores the headlight to the earlier. And most of these accidents which happen in the night is largely because your headlight was not working to the potential it has to. So that's another point. Maybe the third product which can work in India is, India we know is a big monsoon driven. We have great monsoons, large monsoons here, and we have a rain repellent, the product which called rain view repellent, which basically clears your view while you're driving in a rain for your windshield. And that's thankfully been done. We've done really well last year on that product, because during monsoons, in places in South, in Mumbai, and many of those places, the monsoon really lashes during those times. Consumers look for products where they can get a better view of their windscreen. So a lot of these products, I'm just trying to mention 2-3 products which is very specific to India, but we have a lot of these products which I think has a clear connect with the consumers' problems which we face specifically in India, which may not be the same rest of the world. And most of them we have a solution. The other one is a ceramic, as you mentioned earlier, the spray ceramic, which kind of caters to the issue of having ceramic, you're having your car ceramic coated. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you also mentioned your two verticals of your business are talking about direct to do it yourself and have a professional do it. So globally, what is your strategy when it comes to your B2B and B2C business, and how do you think that's going to pan out for the Indian market?
Yeah, so it's just a little topsy-turvy when it comes to global in India, because car care largely is DIY driven globally in all the developed markets like in the UK and in the US. Other than third world countries, Middle East, India, maybe Mexico, the South American countries, or some of those countries like Indonesia, and rest of the world is largely DIY driven. So our business is also like that. We are a 90% DIY
Yeah.
brand globally, most of our products. But what is happening is we also realize that there's a lot of potential in these countries. In India, we have a whole lot of potential. Automotive sector in India is doing so well, and it took a beating, but now, as we know, we are doing extremely well as a country in the automotive sector. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to develop India as a center of excellence for the professional series for turtle wax. Even globally, people are looking up to us, and we are trying to develop the center of excellence, which can kind of cater to the needs of the rest of the market, which is not very DIY driven. So I think that's the way we are looking at India, developing that whole competency in the DIFM piece, and thankfully India would be leading that for the global business of turtle wax.
Okay. Turtle wax arrived in India at a very point in time when, for example, just before, I think, or during the pandemic when it had struck, I think sometime last year. So, of course, the business, developing that business during this entire period for a brand like yours, how has that been? Like, was it difficult? Were there, how big were the challenges itself for a brand like yours?
Yeah, so maybe the timing was a little inadequate. We didn't expect COVID to come. We had prepared everything and we were ready to launch an in-game COVID, and there was a lockdown. So the moment lockdown was lifted, we were clear that we wanted to launch, because we didn't really want to go back from our plan of launching the brand in India, because we think India has a lot of potential from an automotive sector, and Turtle Wax has a lot to offer in a country like India. So I think the decision was, just in time. And good thing is, thankfully, is also post the pandemic, there is a lot of buzz which is there in the automotive car care sector, where people have time at home, they're working from home. They also look for car care products to take care of their cars, because earlier they never had time to take care of their car.
Yeah.
Third, they really don't want to go and expose themselves to a car wash center or a professional detailing center today. Wherever it is best possible, they would want to take care of that themselves. So that's added to our advantage, because we have those products which they're looking for. If you really want to do even a very basic cleaning, so that's what we have done. And the other thing we've done is every product has a QR code in at the back. So if you really want to know how to use the product, you just have to scan the QR code. It linked to a YouTube video. So it's very easy for the person to buy and just go to the YouTube video and understand how to use it, and then straight away use it and make your car look good. So I think the timing is, though the pandemic has hit this world, and I think it should not have happened, but I don't think our plans kind of got affected in any ways due to this pandemic. Yeah.
Okay. And of course, sticking to the entire concept of cleaning and disinfecting and everything. So, are there products that even Turtle Wax has for disinfecting cabins and all of that thing? Because those are some of the things that are very much in demand after the pandemic. So, is Turtle Wax? If not, are you looking to create more like products in that line, or just car
Yes.
products itself only at the moment?
No, we have already launched a product called multipurpose 24 MP24 cleaner and disinfectant.
Mm.
It is an EPA approved product, and it's a category 4, which means from a toxicity level. So it's the least toxicity level when it comes to, that's the way EPA certifies these products. So we've launched these MP24 globally. It is on its way to India by the end of this month or so. It will be in India. It's just that it's so much in demand that we all need to get enough stocks in. But we that's a product which is really doing well in the US. It is both a cleaner and a disinfectant. So as we know, currently what's happening is you have these disinfectant which you apply on the car and disinfects the virus, but it does not clean. So you have to apply a cleaner. So this does both the job. It cleans and disinfects the car for 24 hours from the day from the time of application.
Okay.
So that's the way it works. Yeah.
In India, for people are usually happy with their local car cleaner coming in the morning and just wiping the car down and cleaning it like every day. Uh, what are the biggest misconceptions of car cleaning? Do you believe that needs to be addressed, and do you have and what is the best product from Turtlewax to address that issue?
So yeah, very fundamentally, we have a wash and wax. That's what
Yeah.
Turtle Wax or any company has. Any big car care company would suggest to a daily cleaner. What happens is, as you know, if somebody comes and cleans your car, he first we are not aware what kind of water that person uses. If that has, and we don't get great water in any case. Our drinking water itself, we use filters to get our water to a drinking level. So we don't know. So the quality of water is a big thing. And that is the biggest challenge we have when it comes to cleaning the car. And that's where the lot of contaminants which gets into the water, and then effectively it goes into the car. What does these contaminants do? It basically kind of makes scratches on the paint. It affects it does scratch the clear coat of the paint, and it also allows that dirt to stay on top of it, and eventually it becomes very difficult to remove the dirt. What I mean is it gets accumulated over a period of time, and that becomes the color of your car. The dirt becomes the color of your car because it's not been cleaned,
Yeah.
right? And that is when you go to a detailer, the first thing the detailer does is remove the dirt from your car. That's the biggest process you have because it's been accumulated for a long period of time. The second piece, the most important piece, is also the kind of cloth the person uses when they clean the car. So I've observed that it's the same cloth being applied for many cars, and it just get transferred from A to B. And that's a clear misnomer, that you should not be using different clothes for different, I mean, same clothes for different cars. You must be having a specific cloth for car and make sure it is cleaned well. The third piece is, even after washing and doing all of this, it needs to be buffed well, and waxed well. So this product which I'm talking about is a very simple fundamental wash and wax. It's called Carnova Wash and Wax. It cleans the car well, it removes all the dirt, and buffed well. After buffing well, it leaves a shine on your car. So it does both the job. What does it do? Over a period of 3 or 4 days after using it regularly, you can even reduce the frequency of cleaning your car, because it gets cleaned to a certain extent. Then you can bring it down to twice in a week, or finally once in a week, if you're not really exposed to too many contaminants. But if you clean your car regularly without any of these, as you know, in a day's time you will see a lot of dirt on your car, because that it kind of really attracts dust.
Okay.
So that is the fundamental product we have. If you ask, if you suggest it to a daily cleaning person.
All right. And you were talking about your do it by professional kind of a model, of course, in India. So how where are these studios? You Turtlewaxer, I heard, is creating these dedicated studios where you can take your vehicle and have that. Are you franchising those out? Are you, or are they separate people you're outsourcing that business to? Could you shed more light on these studios that Turtlewax is working on?
Yeah, so we have 3 studios running now in Gurgaon, Pune, and Bangalore.
Yeah.
We have another 7 on getting built. So we will have around 10 studios by end of March in India, largely covering big cities. The concept is not really franchisee; it's kind of a co-branded concept.
Okay.
So we basically associate with the prominent detailer in a city, and give them great products, train them well, give them the brand identity of a global car care leader. but they also retain their own identity. So, the consumers get the best of both worlds. They know that this is a retailer who's been here for 20 years, but they now have the expertise and the product from a global leader. So it's a kind of an approach we've gotten, instead of opening up a new franchisee Karke. So we're tying up with existing retailers on a co-branding concept, and that's how we're launching these studios in these 10 cities by March. We have three running, and all three, thankfully, are doing very well. uh, our reviews are good, so it encourages us to open more studios in the coming year. Yeah.
Okay. And what has been the most popular service among the Indian consumers at the moment?
Largely it's been ceramic, if you ask me. So we have ceramic products which is really doing well, but we also have a hard shell shine and protect that's really doing well because it is economically driven, plus it is also stays on for almost 6 months.
Okay.
And the third thing, as I said, is the hybrid spray ceramic,
Okay.
which also kind of gives a lot of value for money for consumers. They get the ceramic coating done on their car, but it does not really burn their pockets too much. So these three: the normal proper ceramic, hard shell shine and protect, and hybrid spray ceramic. I think these three are the most popular ones, which the Indian consumers are really reacting positively to.
Right now, you mentioned that you're working on your major cities where you're seeing your market predominantly coming from. Do you see more demand coming from more tier two and tier three cities also eventually? Or is something like a car care product very niche for some a metropolitan population like that?
So this pandemic has changed the whole composition, if you ask me, because as you know, a lot of companies has this option of working from home. So if you see the automotive sales data for the last 6 months, you would realize that the biggest growth is coming from the tier two and tier three cities. So I think the tier two and tier three cities will grow faster than what is expected. And maybe tier one will stay as it is, but I think the growth in the next 10 years as a country, I'm not just even talking about Turtle Wax, the whole country's prospects lies in the growth of tier two and tier three cities, or maybe tier four cities. I think these three will really fuel the growth for the country, and so is for Turtle Wax. So we strongly feel will not be restricting ourselves. We should not be restricting ourselves to tier one cities alone. We have distributor footprints across tier two and tier three cities also, because we feel there is a huge development waiting in these cities.
All right. And do you have any plans to localize turtle wax products in India in manufacturing, or have you already started the process to localize them for India?
So I think, as there are a lot of import issues now, not for us, thankfully, but the containers, the port movements, everything has got kind of affected. So I think it is time for us to start looking at localized production. We will have to figure out whether it is an end-to-end production, we do it here, or we do a repacking here, we import bulk from the US to make sure the quality is maintained to start with. So that's a choice we need to make, but without any doubt, we'll have to localize production. I don't think, there is no way that we can not do localization. And we'll be happy to contribute to the Make in India drive, which the country is moving forward to.
And with the union budget recently announced, with the import tax like being revised in many aspects as well, with the preliminary budget announcement, how do you think that's going to pan out for, especially when at the moment you're importing most of all your product at the moment?
Yeah, so thankfully, I don't think our sector has been affected in any ways, and I don't think there is any significant effect which is going to come. But as you said, and as I also was trying to mention, if they organize it, the country is going towards a certain direction. They want to localize production. I think as an organization, we also would want to follow that route at some point of time to make sure we balance it out. But as of now, we are not affected in that sense, but we are affected from the global issue when it comes to container and port. A lot of clogging at different ports in the world, which kind of makes these transportation bottlenecks quite severe. It takes a lot of time to get from point A to point B through sea.
All right. And one final question: what can we expect from Turtlebacks in the near future? Of course, can you tell us that?
Yeah, so the first one is the cleaner and disinfectant, which is coming in very soon.
Okay.
And as I said, it does both the job of cleaning and disinfecting. We have a lot of products which is lined up in the hybrid series. Like what I said, a couple of them versus ceramic coating, but we are bringing up entire professional series through hybrid, which is something called a graphene based coating. So this is the today, if you look at what is the biggest technology in the car care field, it's graphene based products, which gives you the most highest level of protection to your car. So we have launched a lot of graphene based products now. It's all on its way to India, and we'll be happy to offer it to the consumers and giving them the highest level of protection for their cars. So I think, and we'll keep innovating. No stoppage for innovation. We have electric cars coming in. We have Tesla coming to India. I mean, the times are extremely exciting for automotive field and associated companies like us, who can offer quite a lot to these changing times in the automotive sector.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Yeah, pleasure is mine too. Thank you. Pleasure talking to you.